Hey everyone, so today's video is going to be my makeup collection. I'm going to split this video up into 3 parts, only because it will take way too long. So I'm basically just going to do the same intro for all 3, only because I want to explain the same things in each video, if that makes sense. So in this video I basically go through what's on the top of my desk, what's in all of my drawers, how I store things, and basically what I've got. Just basically see everything. There's 2 reasons that I'm doing this video. One is because I'm a very nosy person and I really enjoy watching other people's collection videos. I hope that you enjoy that too. I guess you do if you're tuned into this video. And second of all, I want to see how my collection is in a year's time from now. Stay tuned to the end of this video as I'll be doing a giveaway. So we're just going to jump right into part 2. So this drawer is mainly my foundations, primers and just some drugstore palettes. And I've also got some spare lashes under there which you won't be able to see, but any lashes that don't fit in the top drawer I just put in back there. So I've just got all of my foundations in here. Sorry, I've got an itchy leg. So I've got some MAC Studio Fix up the front. I've had these for such a long time. I just need to try and finish them so that I can take them back to MAC. The Maybelline Matte and Poreless. I've got 2 shades, one for fair, one for tan. As you'll notice with most of my foundations, I've got at least 2 colours, just for different shades that I may be. I've got my Estee Lauder. I've got 2 shades of that as well. I've got Tawny and the other one is Desert Beige. And then I've got the L'Oreal True Match. I have it in 3D and 3D 3W, which is golden beige, and then I also have it in 1D 1W golden ivory for my light shade. Then I've also got 2 of the Milani Conceal and Perfect. I've got number 5 and number 1. I've also got the Rimmel Wake Me Up. This foundation is actually really good for a drugstore foundation. I got these on sale at Chemist Warehouse for like $9.95. And they are so good for the price. I actually stopped using my Estee Lauder and started using these and this other foundation here as well, which I'll show you in a minute. And these are so much better. So in my opinion, these and the other ones I'll show you in a minute are much better than the Estee Lauder foundation. I tried to use my Estee Lauder foundation the other day and it just isn't right anymore. It just doesn't work anymore for me because these ones are just so much better for the price. So these shades that I've got are 200 and then 303 for my fair and my tan shades. And then I've also got the Rimmel Lasting Finish foundation. I picked this one up at the same time because it was $9.95. This one's pretty good as well, just not as good as these ones. We'll move on to the other foundation I was just talking about, and that is the LA Girl Pro Coverage HD foundation. I have 4 shades of this one. I really love this foundation. I get this off of Black Swallow Boutique and it's about $15 Australian. This works better than my Estee Lauder. I can get 3 of these for the same price as one of these. You know, like 3, even maybe 4 for the same price. So these are way worth the money. They also have the white colour as well, so that you can change your foundation shade if you ever need to. And yeah, I really love these ones. Then I've also got the L'Oreal Infallible Total Cover. I have this in 2 shades as well. I have 24 Golden Beige and 9 Light Sand. I think 9's the lightest shade. And then I've also got the Infallible 24-Hour Matte one. Basically the same thing, just matte, not total cover. And then I've also got the Hourglass Foundation Stick, Vanish Stick, whatever it's called. I don't really like this foundation and I don't recommend buying it if you've never tried a stick foundation before, because you'll probably be very disappointed like I am. And then I've also just got an Australis Matchmaker one just to change the colour of foundations. And yeah, that's all my foundations. Then we'll just move on to primers. So on this side I've got my higher end primers and then my drugstore primers. So we'll start with this side. I've got an Hourglass Veil Mineral Primer, or Mineral Veil, whatever it's called. So yeah, I've got this one, Hourglass Veil Mineral Primer. This one was quite expensive even for the tester, like the sample size kind of one, the smaller one. This one was $27 for this, like look how small that is. And yeah, I just don't really like this, so I'm glad I didn't pay the $80 for the big one because yeah, I'm just not very happy with it. Then I've got the Kat Von D Lock-It Primer, which I actually really love this primer. This is $46 and yeah, I actually really like this one. It's nice and hydrating. Then my go-to pore filler one, which is the Professional by Benefit. You would see this in like almost all of my videos. I really love this primer. It does a really good job of hiding all my large pores. And then I've got the Smashbox Primer Water. I don't really know if this does anything. Another one of my favourites is Stila One Step Correct. This is just really moisturising. I don't know if the like colours actually do the whole like colour correcting thing, but it's very hydrating and I really like to use this primer. The Too Faced Hangover Primer. I do really like this one as well. It's very hydrating as well. And then I've got two of the Smashbox primers. So I've got just the original primer and then the Pore Minimizing Primer, which is the purple one. Alright, so in my drugstore I've got the NYX Pore Filler. I've also got a backup just here. I do really like this for a drugstore pore filler. So this is basically like the same as the Benefit one, but a cheaper price. So I'm not exactly 100% sure what the price of the Benefit one is, but I think it's around like $40 or $50, whereas the NYX one is about $15, I think. Not 100% sure on that, but I'm pretty sure it's 15, maybe it's like a 19, something like that. It's no more than $20 anyway. But yeah, let's see. You get like the same amount in there as well, so if you don't really want to fork out your cash and get this one is just as good. And as you can see, I have a backup as well, so I do really like this. Anytime Priceline has their 40% off sale, I usually go and get another one. So they do have one right now as I speak, so I should probably go get another one. Then I've just got this Face of Australia one, which I don't really like. It's just too much of a silicone one for me. I don't really ever use that. The Rimmel Stay Matte. This one is really, really good for mattifying your skin. I don't really use it anymore because I don't really need to do that. For some reason my skin is not really oily anymore. It's just changing. One of those things that happens in life. This Rimmel, what's it called? Rimmel Lasting Finish Primer. This one is actually really nice. This is actually a really nice primer as well for the drugstore. And I've also got the Australis primer, the original one. This one's basically just the same as any other primer, just moisturising, hydrating, you know, just a primer. It's cheap, you know, whatever. Then I've got this illuminator that I got from Priceline. This is the Face of Australia as well. I haven't tried this yet, but I will try this in a future video as well. Basically just something that you can mix in with your foundation or put all over your body, anything like that, just to give you like a bit of a glow. Then I've also got the NYX Photo Loving Primer. This is the green one, it's supposed to like fix all the redness. I don't really think that it helps with any of the redness. It's probably just a little bit too silicone based for me, but yeah, I don't think it really helps with any of the colour correction at all. And then I've just got these two Models Prefer one. I've got the mattifying one and the brightening one. I got these when Priceline had one of their sales, just to try them. They're hydrating, but they're pretty much just like any other primer. They're just a primer really, they're nothing special. Then I've got the NYX Matte Finishing Spray. I do really like this one, however it does feel like hairspray when you put it on your face, so it's very tightening and just, it doesn't feel very nice on the face, but it does keep your makeup on a bit longer and stop your oils from coming through. I just don't really wear it much anymore because it's just very drying. Then I've got an Inglot Duraline, which I haven't even opened yet or used at all, but Basically just got this for my dip brows and stuff like that if they ever dry out. And then here I've just got all my drugstore palettes. So I've got the Chi Chi highlighting and contour palette. I don't really ever use this, as you can see. I haven't really used it that much at all. I should probably give this another go and actually see if I will use this. Then I've also got the Chi Chi Celestial Glow Illuminating Palette. I have used this a fair bit. This one is actually a really nice highlighter palette. If you don't want to break the bank, this one was $20 I think. It's a bit dusty because I've used it so much, but yeah, so these are actually really nice highlighters just for the drugstore. Like, see how nice that glows? Like, they're just really nice drugstore highlights. If you don't really want to go out and buy some more expensive highlighter, then I actually do really like these. I don't know if you can see that. Probably can't with my camera. But yeah, if you don't want to go out and buy like a $65 Becca highlight, then buying this palette for $20 is actually really decent. It's a good highlighting palette if you're on a budget. This one is also another good highlighting palette. This is the BH Cosmetics Black Light Highlight Palette. This is their more like colourful palette. Mine did come broken, so if you can see that, don't mind that. So this is more of their like colourful eye highlighting palette. You can get more of like a normal neutral highlighting palette, which I think is just called like their Spotlight palette or something. And that palette is very similar to the Anastasia Beverly Hills and Nicole Guerrero palette. So if you didn't manage to get your hands on that one, then I would suggest to pick up the BH Cosmetics Spotlight palette, which is very, very similar in colour, and the formula is really, really nice. I actually really love this palette, and it only cost me about $20. But yeah, it's a really decent palette. The pigment is really, really good. It's actually quite comparable to my Anastasia palette and also my Kat Von D Alchemist palette. It's very similar with the shades. So these are like the blue, the pink, the purple, green. Yeah, so the colours are very similar to that one. Then I have, what's this? Oh yeah, so then I just have the Australis Fake ID palette. I haven't actually used this yet. I've been meaning to do that, but I picked this up for $6 from Priceline. It was on like a shelf for like $10, and then they had their 40% off sale, so I ended up getting it for $6, which was amazing. That's why I picked it up, was because it was $6. But yeah, as you can see, I've only swatched it a couple of times, but okay, the pigment's really nice, but yeah, I just haven't used it yet. I just have to get around to using that. And then this is the NYX highlight and contour palette, which I haven't used yet. I've swatched it, but I haven't actually used this yet, so I've been meaning to do that because I would like to see what this is like in comparison to my Kat Von D and my Anastasia Beverly Hills as well, which I haven't even used either. And then I've just got some of the BYS palettes. So these are really cool. So we've got the Violet palette, which is very like purple colours. And then these two are super, super cool and like raved about here in Australia. Got the BYS Peach and the BYS Berries. So they're very, very hard to open. Like the packaging is really crap, but the colours are really cool. So yeah, this is the peach one. It's got some really nice peach tones in there. And then this is the berries ones. This one has been like a dupe for the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette, which I will be doing a video on very soon to compare both of them for you. I got this one for $16, so I will do a video very, very soon of the difference between them, so that if you don't want to go and spend the $75, $80 on the Modern Renaissance, then you can just pick this one up for $16. But keep an eye out for that video so I can compare them and you can see what this palette is actually like and whether it's worth the $16. And yeah, so that's basically everything in this drawer. kind of my palette drawer. So this is one of the drawers I keep my palettes in. I've also got a little tub here with concealers in it. So in this little tub I've got like my NYX Wonder Sticks, my Tarte Shape Tape concealers. I have a few shades just because I'm always a different shade. Sometimes I'm fair, sometimes I'm tanned, so I always like to have a few different shades to choose from. And I've got my MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. I love this for priming my eyes. Also got a couple of the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealers. These ones are really nice as well. I would say that the Tarte Shape Tape is my favourite, but these would be my definitely like second favourite concealers. I've also got the Born This Way. I really didn't like this concealer at all for my face at all. I do not like this for my face. I basically only use this to prime my eyelids sometimes, just so that I can use it, because it was actually quite expensive. This was $40 I think, so it was actually more expensive than the Shape Tape. The Shape Tape was only $37, these ones are like $40, and it's crap compared to the Shape Tape, so I basically only use that for eye primer, just to use it up. Then I've got a few shades of the LA Girl Pro Coverage HD concealer. So I've just got a couple of contour shades and then a normal shade, which I haven't even, no, I have used it, it's open. So I have used these before. I might need to use them again to figure out if I actually really like them or not, but at this stage they're just about you know, they're not exactly like amazing. They're nothing revolutionary or anything. I've got my drugstore stuff. I've also got a matte concealer. I've had this for so long. This is their Studio Finish Concealer NW20. As you can see, I've got a lot of use out of that. But back in the day when I didn't know what an undertone was, and I got NW when I really needed to get NC. Yeah. So my face always looked funny. Then I've also got the NYX Dark Circle Concealer. This is in the shade Medium. It's kind of like a peachy colour. This is actually really good at hiding the dark circles before you put your concealer or foundation on. I do like this. And then I've got a bunch. Oh, what's this one? This is a Maybelline Fit Me concealer. I do like this. They are very comparable to the NARS Radiant Concealer, but not quite as good. I do prefer the NARS over this one, but if you're on a budget and you can't afford the NARS one, then this one is very, very similar. And if I couldn't afford a NARS one, I would just go for this one. It is almost the same. And then I've just got a bunch of the Maybelline Age Rewind ones. These were my 100% like favourite concealer that I've ever used. Moving on. So then I've got the Nutcracker collection from MAC. I have the Face Duo. So that's got, what is it, Whisper of Guilt? Yeah, so Whisper of Guilt and Pleasure Model. This is really nice. I've only used it once because is it just me, or when like the packaging is really cute you just don't want to use it? Like, I don't want to use it and ruin this. Is that just me? And then this is the pigment collection. So I've got 3 MAC pigments and a MAC glitter. This was once again in the Nutcracker collection. So we'll start here. So this is some of my eyeshadow palettes. So I've got the Anastasia Subculture palette and the Modern Renaissance. I don't know what the big deal was with the Subculture because it's perfectly fine. You just need to know how to use it. I think people are just trying to use it stupid to get views, but it's actually a perfectly good palette if you use it correctly. And you would have seen a lot of videos of people using it correctly and getting a good job out of it, so it is perfectly fine. And the Modern Renaissance, which I love, I'll just open these up for you. So that's this one. It is a really awesome palette. and then obviously the Modern Renaissance as well. The Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. This is the first Too Faced palette that I actually ever bought. I was always skeptical about buying this palette. I never really wanted to buy it because I just thought it was crap. But when I was in Melbourne and I swatched this one, I actually, just swatching a couple of the colours on my hand just made me fall in love with it, and I needed it, so I bought it. And then I've got the Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour Palette. This one is really awesome. This is what I want to do a video on, comparing this and the NYX Contour Palette, which I might do in the future as well. And then I've also got the Shade and Light Eyeshadow Palette. I'm waiting on the Glimmer palette because I really am interested in buying the Glimmer palette to go with this one. Such pretty packaging. I have my Anastasia contour kit, which I haven't used yet. I do need to give this one a go. I only got this recently, so that's why it's not used. And also my Aurora palette, which I haven't used yet either. This is such a pretty colourful palette, and I cannot wait to use it. And then I've just got the rest of my RC May powder just here, because this bottle is so awkward. That's why I've got it in the other tub. That's why I transferred it to this, because this is just awkward. The two NARS cheek palettes. So that's this one. I just needed it. It was just the perfect colours. Oh, I'm so glad that I ended up finding it. But I went to a lot of effort to get it. And that's the other one. And then back here I've just got my Marc Jacobs bronzer. This was the limited edition packaging one. This is called Tantastic. I liked this one more than the original because it's kind of less orange. So this one looks better, more for like light skin tones and for the tan, we can build it up. But yeah, it doesn't really fit in my bronzer drawer, so I just leave it in here because it's more of like a palette. I've got my Tarte Pro Glow. I've just swatched it, I haven't used it yet, but I am so keen to give that a go. And I've got my Anastasia Sun Dipped Glow Kit. I haven't used this either, but that's just that one. The Tarteist Pro palette, which is really pretty. I have used this one and I do really love the formula of the shadows. And then back here I've also got my Too Faced, what's it called? Too Faced The Little Black Book of Bronzers. That one was a limited edition one ages ago, probably the first thing that I ever bought that was limited edition. And then I've also got the Morphe 25A and 25B palettes. These are amazing. I really do enjoy these ones. I just need to do a few more looks with those ones on my channel. I was also so excited when Morphe reposted my picture of these ones. I've never been reposted by like a big brand before, so I was so excited when they reposted my picture. And then moving over here, I've got my Becca and Jaclyn Hill palette. So like I said earlier, this is where I found my love for Becca products, and these were amazing. They did a really good job with this palette. Apart from the packaging, I really hate this like top part of the packaging. Like the rest of it is perfectly fine, but like this white thing just like lifts up and it's just not very good at all. And I've got the two Xohann blush palettes from Juvia's Place. It took so long to get these as well because I had to wait for both of them to come back in stock, because I didn't want to pay for the shipping for one of them. That's both of them. I didn't want to pay to ship one of them and then the other one come back in stock and then have to pay for shipping for that one as well. So I waited for both of them to be back in stock so I could get them at the same time and save some money on the postage fee. And then I've got my Nicole Guerrero palette, which I have used, and I love this palette so much. Like I said before, the BH Cosmetics has a very similar colour scheme, and I'll link that down below if you want to check that one out. And then I've also got the Ultimate Glow, which I haven't used yet. I've only recently got this one. It does look very glittery, and I know people said that this one was like the most glittery Anastasia palette that they ever released. But I'm not really like worried about glitter in my highlight, if that makes sense. Like I'm not really too fussed if it's got glitter in it. So looking forward to actually trying this on my face this summer. And this is where I fell in love with Hoola and ended up getting getting another one for my Christmas present, but this was what my partner bought me for my birthday. Yeah, just the Cheekathon palette, and it had 5 full-size blushes and bronzers in there from Benefit, and it was so awesome. I was so excited when he bought me this one. It even comes with a little brush, which I haven't even used yet. Apparently these brushes are really good for contour, but I just haven't bothered to try them yet. I don't know why, but yeah. That drawer done. So that was all for part 2. Now to jump into the fun stuff, which is the giveaway. So this is my first giveaway, and I wanted to put it into a video that was kind of special, so that's why I've chose my makeup collection for this reason. For this giveaway, I fell in love with this palette, and that is the reason that I'm going to be giving one away to you guys. So this is the limited edition Zulu palette by Beauties. This palette is so colourful and pigmented and beautiful. But yeah, so I will be giving away this palette by Beauties. I will also be giving away 3 of the Socialized lashes. So Socialized lashes are pretty amazing. I do really like these lashes, especially these styles. So yeah, I just thought why not throw some into this giveaway so that you guys can try something that I really like. I'm also going to throw in a deluxe size of the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes. I really love this mascara. You've probably seen it quite a bit on my channel. I do love this, so I'm going to throw one in for you guys to try it for yourself. And last of all, a deluxe size of the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in the shade Opal. This is my favourite Becca highlighter, so I thought I will shove that in there for you as well. So for this giveaway I'm going through Gleam. It'll just make it easier for me to pick the winner. So basically all you have to do is click on the link down below. So if you click the link down below, there'll be a few other options for you to enter as well. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.